When we're thinking about fonts and font selection, you have to consider what fonts are installed on your system and what fonts you want to use in your design. There are four basic types of fonts. There's serif fonts. Serif fonts are fonts that have little flares at the bottom on the stroke of the letter. Sans serif fonts are fonts that do not have the flare at the bottom of the letter. Some people refer to these as feet. So serif fonts can be thought of as fonts that have little feet at the bottom. Sans serif are without the feet. That's the simplest way of remembering the two, differentiating between the two types. The other two types of fonts are script fonts and decorative fonts. You really have to be careful when you're using special fonts, especially script, when you're dealing with upper and lowercase lettering. These examples here are upper and lowercase, capital letters and lowercase for the rest of the word. When we're dealing specifically with script fonts, for example, I'm going to highlight this right here, and I'm going to change that to all caps. And notice what happens. It's extremely difficult to understand what this word is because they're all capital letters. Some fonts are not meant to be all uppercase. Some fonts are and some fonts aren't. So when you're selecting the font, be very careful to select the font that's proper for what your intended purpose is. One of the things that I like about InDesign, and I'm going to go up here to the font selection box up here, when you're scrolling through the different types of fonts that are installed in the system, notice what's happening on the view, on the page itself. It actually shows you what the font is going to look like. So it makes the selection a little bit easier. So if you already have the word typed out and you're going to change the font, you can scroll through the list and it gives you a preview of what it's going to be. And when you come across the one that you want, just click on it and it changes. That's one feature that I really like about InDesign. This is an example up here of an image and a font on top of it. The image is obviously a computer-based image of networking cables. So when we're doing the ad layout, you want to make the font selection appropriate for the image. And this is one example here. Briefly, when you're designing and experimenting, one thing to note, InDesign, just like Photoshop, has layering features, and Illustrator for that matter. Specifically in InDesign, when you're inserting text boxes, now I have this white text here because it's on top of the image. If you were to start the design and you start with the text and then you place the image, what's going to happen is whatever object is placed on the page is always on top. So if this image were placed on the page after the text, notice that I can't see the text because the text box is behind the image. The way to fix that is to arrange and make the image that I have here, send it to the background. That way the layering is proper. So we have the image in the background, the layering is on top, the lettering is on top. So that's just one thing to be aware of when you're dealing with the design and InDesign for the page layouts. So back to fonts. The page layout, if I were to print this, the fonts that are on this document are going to be very, very good. They're going to be nice and crisp and clean. One thing to be aware of when we're dealing with raster-based applications like Photoshop, this is a raster image. The text that you put on top of the image, we have a text layer going on here. When we save this image, everything is going to be rasterized. And what that means is when you enlarge this image, you're going to start to see the pixelation happening on the lettering. Because even though this is text on top of an image, this whole image right here is going to be rasterized when you save it. So it's unlike a page layout program like InDesign that we had demonstrated here. The fonts are going to be drawn on the page. When you print it out, they're going to be nice and crisp. The images are going to be raster images. Those are not going to be nice and crisp, though you can just see the pixels. So that's one thing to be aware of when you're dealing with raster programs like Photoshop and dealing with fonts in the graphics. So you may be asking, what if I want to add more fonts onto my system? Well, one site that is extremely helpful is dafont.com. This is a site that allows you to install, these are all free fonts, install fonts on your system. That way, when you're experimenting with fonts and page layout programs, or even raster image programs, or InDesign or Illustrator, vector programs, you can have additional fonts installed and you can add to your font collection on your computer. Dafont.com allows you to download these. The process is very simple. Select the download button. The font gets downloaded on your computer. You open up your downloads folder, and there are the fonts that we can download. This is the one that I just downloaded. Notice that there are two types there: the open type format and the true type format fonts. These are two different types of files for the fonts. The open type font format has a little bit more functionality to it. The true type font format is pretty standard. For your demonstration, it doesn't really matter which one you choose. I usually choose the true type fonts. And the way to install it is to double click. You're going to see the preview. You click install font and it gets added to your system. So installing fonts is very simple, straightforward, and I urge you to go to dafont.com, check out the list of fonts that they have available. You can also search and get specific fonts. That way you can explore different fonts of different types when you start to learn about design.